Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to review the Honda Civic 1.5 TCP. So this is the facelift Honda Civic 10th generation model. So in today's video, I'm only focused on talking about the changes they made for this Honda Civic facelift. So if you want to check out the more detailed walk around video, you can check out my previous video which I feature a 1.8 liter Honda Civic pre-facelift, which I cover more details that you need to know about the 10th generation Honda Civic. Alright, so this being a facelifted 10th generation model, of course Honda need to make some changes to the car. So the engine remains the same. There are two engine options. So under the bonnet of this Honda Civic 1.5 liter turbo is a set of 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine which produces 177 horsepower and 220 Newton meters of torque. Transmission standard across the range, you get CVT with virtual 7 gears. Let's start from the exterior now. So what are the changes that Honda made to this 10th generation Honda Civic facelift is the bumper right here. So you get a sportier bumper than the previous pre-facelift model, as you can see. So the pre-facelift bumper actually ends here, and there's some gap right here with the body color. But now in the facelifted model, it's sort of conjoined together to form a more sportier look. And this LED headlight model are now standard across the 1.5 liter turbo variant, which in the pre-facelift, the middle spec, the 1.5 liter TC, does not get LED headlights. Instead, you get a halogen projector. But now standard across all the 1.5 liter turbo model, you get LED headlights. And the fog light as well, you get LED. And now you get front sensors as well. So another changes that Honda made into the Honda Civic facelift is this blackened grille. So it looks more sporty. So for the rims, for the 1.8 liter S, you get 16 inch. The 1.5 liter TC gets the 17 inch. And the 1.5 liter TCP gets a newer design gloss black rim, which is measured in 235/40 ZR18, which is finished in a Michelin tires. So it's a rather high performance tire for a family sedan like this. So it suits the sportier characteristic of this 10th generation Honda Civic. So let's moving to the side here. So another upgrade for the Honda Civic facelift is you get the Honda lane watch for the full spec model, which you does not get in the previous Honda Civic pre-facelift. So it gets chrome door handle with keyless entry standard across the range. So here's the key fob, pretty typical Honda key, and you get a remote start function as well for all variants. So the exterior is basically nothing much changed, just that there are some minor aesthetic feature that Honda changes to make the car look more fresh. And standard for the 1.5 liter turbo variants, you get this rear spoiler integrated with the brake light, which are finished in LEDs. To me, it's a neatly integrated spoiler instead of the modular spoiler for the pre-facelift, which ends right here. So for me, it does not look good, but this one, it extends through the tail lights right here, so it looks far more better looking. So this Honda Civic signature Ketam tail lights, as well as a Civic nameplate and a VTEC turbo badge. If it's a 1.8, you get a iVTEC badge. So the rear bumper does not change compared to the pre-facelift model. Instead, you get an extra chrome garnishing for the facelifted Honda Civic. You get a reverse camera with multi-angle as well, which I'll cover in my interior tour. You get front ventilator disc and rear solid disc. So this car still looks pretty nice, even though the 11th gen Honda Civic already launched. But personally, I would prefer the 10th generation design because it just looks spot on for a sportier sedan. Instead, for the 11th gen Honda Civic, it looks far more mature, sort of like a mini Accord to me. So yeah, this is basically the exterior tour of this Honda Civic 1.5 liter TCP. So now let's get into the interior and see what Honda has made the changes to the car. Oh, before I forgot, standard for the 1.5 liter TCP, you get Honda sensing feature, which includes adaptive cruise control, autonomous emergency braking, and all sorts of safety features. So this is a massive upgrade for the 10th generation Honda Civic facelift. Okay, now let's get into the car. As I mentioned, you get the keyless entry, but now the car is start, so we can just enter the car. So to lock, press this black button in any of the front door. To unlock, just put your hand behind the door handle. So for the 1.5 liter TCP, you get electronic adjustment seat for the driver's side, which has 8-way adjustable. Adjust your thigh support, your seat position, your seat height, and your seat back. So now let's get into the car. So you get full leather seats for the 1.5 liter turbo variant. So yeah, let's close. So the doors are very solid, in my opinion. So let's start from the doors panels right here. Okay, you get a lot of soft touch materials, darker wood trim, silver door handles. These are wrapped in leather together with some stitching, which are pretty plush to the touch. Leather armrest. So the front windows you get automatic in both directions. Central locking, window lock, side mirror folding function. This is your front speaker tweeters. So these are your functions. This is the lane keep assist, autonomous emergency braking off, front parking sensors, traction control off, and you can push start right here. So the interior layout right here, there are not much difference. Instead, Honda have added one button right here. So this is to activate your adaptive cruise control. Basically, it follows the front car speed, and it's a very convenient feature to use when you are travel long journeys. And for the 1.5 liter turbo model, you get pedal shifters, headlights control with automatic function, LCD meter cluster standard across the range, your fuel gauge, and your engine temperature. So the dashboard right here, okay, so this part is hard plastic, this part is wrapped in pretty nice soft touch material. So the build quality wise, basically this is a new car, so the build quality are pretty solid. And the steering you can adjust tilt and telescopic, so that you can find your ergonomic sitting position. So you press this to cycle between your different information in the meter cluster, your fuel consumption, your turbo boost, as you can see, your turbo boost, so and so forth. You control via these buttons right here. So moving to the center console, another thing that Honda have made changes is the infotainment system right here. So previously in the Civic pre-facelift, you get a touch sensitive button which are not so convenient to use, because when you're driving on the road, you need to basically look at the screens right here to control, which are pretty dangerous. So now Honda have made physical buttons so that it's easier to press and access. So you get home, audio, telephone, back, and this is your audio knob. So for the climate control, previously in the Honda Civic pre-facelift, you basically need to click this climate to adjust your fan speed. But now Honda have made a physical buttons beside the climate button, so you can basically control your fan speed just by using these two buttons. But you also can use the touchscreen to adjust, and you have different modes: aircon on and off, front and rear defrost, recirculation, aircon on and off. So these are your dual zone clamp controls. So you get automatic mode. So you push sync, both will have same temperature, as you can see. If you activate it, if you deactivate it, each side will have individual temperature settings. So down here you get the storage tray right here. You get storage tray right here with a rubberized mat. So pretty well organized place right here, and the center desk right here. Even though it came out back in 2016, but it still feels pretty futuristic. So Honda really get their design right in this 10th generation Honda Civic. So right here you get a gear lever. So the Civic is using a CVT automatic with 7 virtual speeds. So you put into S, you can basically use the pedal shifter to control. As you can see, you get the M1 So you can control via these two pedal shifter right here. So if you put into reverse, you get a reverse camera with multi-mode settings. So right here, brake hold basically is an auto hold, and you get electronic parking brake. You press down to deactivate, you press up to activate it. And these are your econ buttons. In this part, you get center armrest. So this is one of the best center armrests in the business because it is positioned same level as the gear levers right here, so you get a pretty comfortable sitting position while you are driving long journey. So first, how to open this center armrest? So you glide to the back and you locate the lever right here, you push it up. So you get a USB port right here and two retractable cup holders. So for me, this is still a pretty nice design and pretty practical design as well. So you get a glove box right here. This part is very in soft touch material, hard plastic, darker wood garnishing, I guess, and the texture feels pretty special. And up here you get dimming light, automatic dimmer, and this is your sun visor with a vanity mirror, retractable grip handle. So yeah, this is basically the front cabin of the Honda Civic 10th generation. So now let's get to the back seat. So getting to the back seat, so the door opening are pretty wide, so ingress and egress is not an issue. But you need to take care of your head because it has a rather slopey roof design. So sometimes you may hit your head when you ingress or egress. So the door hinges are rather tight, but it's okay. So right here you get a silver door handle. Surprisingly, this has a different color than the front, as you can see. So I think this is some cost optimization. But you get a hook right here to hook your suits. And you get a center armrest together with two cup holders. And the sitting position is rather alright for a C-segment sedan. Like I mentioned, Honda is king in designing space. So as you can see, I get tons of leg room. Headroom is rather limited due to its rather coupe-ish design. You get front seat back pockets, rear aircon vents, which you can only adjust the fan speed. But it's alright, at least it has rear aircon vents and some cubby spaces to store your stuff. So overall, it's good sitting at the back, and the visibility to the outside is pretty nice compared to the Mazda 3. So you feel less claustrophobic when you are sitting in the rear seats. So here's the interior look from the back seat. Pretty futuristic dash, even though it is introduced back in 2016. So right here you still get soft touch material and some leather paddings. So let's check out the boot. So the boot, I forgot the figures, but I'll definitely put it inside the video. So another good upgrade that this Honda Civic has done is finally you get rear seat folding, because previously in the Civic pre-facelift you can't fold down the seats. So now you have two seats release lever right here. So the seats fold 60-40 split, so to maximize your practicality inside the boot. So open down is a toolkit and a space saver spare tire. And it's pretty well organized inside. Very neatly done, as you can see the carpetings. So you have a cover right here to cover the metal part, as you can see. So it looks much more better to look at. So it does not come with a power boot, but the boot is relatively light to close and open. So yeah, this is basically a walk around video of this Honda Civic 10th generation facelift. So if you have any comments regarding to the 10th generation Honda Civic, you can comment down below and let me know. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers!